Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Brett James back again with another video, and today, man, we got huge breaking news in the NBA. James Harden has been traded to the Brooklyn Nets. The four teams included, of course, are the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Indiana Pacers as well. We all knew James Harden at some point or another was going to get traded this season. I wasn't expecting it to be this early, but we're only 9 games into the season, and James Harden's been traded. But let's stop wasting time, man. Let's hop right into this video, though. Now, something I want to address before I actually get into the details of the James Harden trade is the fact that Kyrie Irving has been missing from the team due to personal reasons. He's missed the last 4 games at the time of the recording of this video, but the issue is the fact that Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden are all ball-dominant offensive scorers as well, and especially Kyrie Irving and James Harden. We know Kevin Durant doesn't need the ball to be effective, but the issue is that Kyrie Irving and James Harden are both very ball-dominant guys, and that is a huge issue when thinking about teaming up James Harden with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and the fact that you're going to give up your entire future, and the fact of the matter is that you're probably not going to have much of a bench. You're maybe going to have a guy like Landry Shamet come off, and that's really bad because they had to give up Jared Allen and Karis LeVert as well, and a handful of picks to go along with it, which at the end of the day, if you're going to trade for a superstar player, one of the most prolific isolation scorers in the game like James Harden, it's going to happen. Now, look, I think James Harden handled his situation in Houston absolutely horribly, especially after he came out and said after the Houston Lakers game that this team is not good enough to win. They're not good enough to be a Lakers team in 7 games as well. And then John Wall came back at him and was saying 9 games, man. We're 9 games in and you're already going to quit. I'm actually going to put that clip right here for you guys.
I love this city. I literally, have done everything that I can. I mean, this situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, yeah.
You all to be fine, but when you have certain guys in the mix that don't want to buy in all as one, it's going to be hard to do anything special, do anything good as a basketball team. I've been on those teams in my 11 years been in the league. I've been on a team like that my first 5 years where it was all about me, not about the team, and that hurts. And it brings everybody.
Look, after everything James Harden has done for this Houston Rockets organization, at the end of the day, he's been the MVP player. He's been the guy that's gotten them to the Western Conference Finals. He's the guy that almost beat the Golden State Warriors on his home floor, Game 7, but missed 27 straight threes as well, along with the team. Look, James Harden is a superstar. He's going to go down as a future Hall of Famer, but he needs to take serious credibility for his shortcomings in the playoffs. Look, James Harden, at the end of the day, you could not get it done with Russell Westbrook. You couldn't get it done with Chris Paul. You couldn't get it done with Dwight Howard, and now you couldn't get it done with John Wall. He needs to take ownership for his responsibility and his actions and realize the fact of the matter is that, look, at the end of the day, even though he's put them in the positions to be as successful as they can be with Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey, and the fact that they built their offensive system around James Harden and his isolation scoring, the problem is the fact that James Harden wasn't able to hit the big shots and he wasn't able to get along with these superstar teammates to go along with him. And James Harden, that is on you, okay? So the way you handled your situation getting out of Houston, I understand you wanted to trade. You didn't maybe get traded to Philly maybe like you wanted to, but at least you still ended up in Brooklyn. The fact of the matter is that James Harden needs to take serious credibility and ownership for his lack of success and his shortcomings in the NBA playoffs with the Houston Rockets, because there's definitely times they should have gotten to the finals, and that's on James Harden wholeheartedly. But back to the Brooklyn Nets situation, I think that this is absolutely great for James Harden because at the end of the day, he wanted to be in Philadelphia or Brooklyn. Kevin Durant, this is a loss-loss situation for him because at the end of the day, if Kevin Durant goes and wins a ring, this is going to lament just how amazing he is and his greatness in NBA history. But and the same factor, though, if he goes and loses and he never wins a ring with the Brooklyn Nets, whether that's this year or just in general, or his tenure with the Brooklyn Nets, he's going to be in a loss-loss situation because they're going to be like, oh, the narrative's going to be Kevin Durant had all of these all-star and superstar caliber players with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden on the same team, and he still could not win. That's going to be a loss on Kevin Durant's resume, to put it plain and simple. But if he goes and wins, they're gonna be like, oh, he was on a super team again. So this really hurts Kevin Durant in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, I think we all understand that Kevin Durant is one of the greatest offensive scorers of all time. I believe he is the greatest offensive scorer of all time. I think the Brooklyn Nets are lamented, though, as the 2021 NBA champions. I don't see how they do not win. Everyone wants to talk about how the offensive system is not going to work. I know they're going to talk about how bad the defense is going to be and how bad the bench is going to be. I just feel as when you have 3 superstars at this capable of a level, these aren't just 3 borderline all-stars. These are 3 superstars in the NBA. I don't see how this does not work. I would see them running over the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals, maybe going to 6. I think that they would win that series in 5. I think that they beat everybody in the playoffs and in the NBA finals in a maximum of 6 games. I think that they are ready. If they are healthy, they are going to continue to play their best basketball. And Kyrie Irving, I hope that he's okay. I hope that he's well due to his personal reasons as well. We're going to have to see how that situation turns out as well. But at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving needs to grow up and communicate with whatever's going on in his life. He needs to not put the NBA community at risk by not wearing a mask at his family birthday party. I understand the situation, and I understand that, like George Hill said, he's a grown man. Grown men are going to make their own decisions. But the fact of the matter is that you're getting paid millions of dollars to not violate safety and healthy protocols that are going to affect not just you and your team, but players and organizations around the other team, which then affects the NBA, which then affects their bottom line of $8 to $10 billion, which then affects your pocket. So I'm not trying to hear any excuses for these players violating a contract in which they signed to violate safety and health protocols, which is not okay whatsoever. I understand you feel like your liberty and your freedom is being taken away from you, but these are just the times that we're living in. So if you want to sit out and not get paid, go for it. You don't have to play. I don't care if you're LeBron James, and I don't care if you're a casual bench player. I want to know what you guys think about James Harden landing with the Brooklyn Nets as well, and other situations with like Karis LeVert now being in Indiana, Victor Oladipo now being in Houston, and a handful of other things that went down as well. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below as well. It only takes a second and it helps me in the channel out so much. And make sure you guys go follow me on my socials on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm very heavy on posting on TikTok, and I'm trying to get that channel growth up as well. I'll link to those in the description as well. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And that's it for today's video. I'm out, boys. Peace!